They say love can conquer all, but can it defy the gods of the kingdom of Nyah? Long ago, in a hidden kingdom surrounded by thick forests and misty rivers, there was a queen unlike any other. Her name was Nyah, and she was born under the full moon, blessed and cursed by the goddess of the night. By moonlight, she was breathtaking. Her silver skin glowed, her eyes shimmered like the stars, and her voice was soft as the midnight breeze. But when the sun began to rise, she would vanish, swallowed by the darkness, trapped in a realm of shadows until nightfall. The people of the kingdom both revered and feared her. A queen who cannot see the sun is a queen of the dead, they whispered. Yet they dared not speak against her, for those who did often disappeared, lost in the night, never to be seen again. One evening, a warrior named Jomo entered the kingdom. He was a traveler, a man with no home, carrying only his spear and the scars of many battles. When he saw Queen Nyah standing on her moonlit balcony, his heart was lost. She saw him too, and for the first time in her cursed life, Nyah wished for the sun. Every night, Jomo came to the palace gardens, and Nyah met him in secret. They whispered stories, laughed under the stars, and slowly their hearts became one. "I will break your curse," Jomo promised, holding her hand beneath the ancient baobab tree. "No one can," Nyah said sadly. "Many have tried. The moon goddess watches over me, and she is merciless." But Jomo was stubborn. He traveled across vast deserts, climbed sacred mountains, and spoke to the spirits of the elders. Finally, he found an answer, a forbidden one. To break the curse, Nyah had to stand in the sunlight before the moon vanished. If she succeeded, she would be free. But if she failed, she would vanish forever, lost between the worlds of light and dark. Nyah hesitated, fear gripping her heart, but Jomo's eyes were steady, full of love and certainty. For him, for love, she would risk it all. Not so long came the final night. The kingdom slept, unaware of the queen's final act. Jomo led Nyah to the tallest hill. The sky was still dark, but the horizon had begun to glow with the first kiss of dawn. "Step forward," Jomo whispered. Nyah's heart pounded. She had lived in darkness all her life. Could she really face the sun? She took a breath, and then, for love, she stepped forward. The first golden ray touched her skin. She screamed. Her silver glow flickered. Her body trembled. The sunlight burned through her like fire, searing her soul apart. Jomo grabbed her, trying to hold her together, but her body was slipping through his fingers like mist. "Nyah, stay with me!" Tears ran down her face. "I can't!" The sun rose fully, and with it, Nyah was gone. Jomo collapsed to his knees, staring at the empty space where she had stood. His heart shattered. She had trusted him, and he had destroyed her, or so he thought. That night, the kingdom mourned their queen, but something was wrong. The moon rose, full and bright, but Nyah did not return. Jomo wandered the palace, hoping to hear her whisper in the wind, to feel her presence in the night. But the shadows were silent until a cold breath brushed against his neck. He turned, and there in the darkness stood Nyah. But she was not the same. Her silver glow was gone. Her skin was now black as the void, her eyes empty pits of darkness. Her beauty had been twisted into something unnatural. She was neither dead nor alive. She had become something else. Jomo's voice trembled. "Nyah!" A slow smile stretched across her face, too wide, too sharp. "You freed me," she whispered, stepping closer. Her voice was no longer soft. It was hollow, echoing as if spoken from the bottom of a deep well. Jomo's chest tightened. "Nyah, what happened? I am no longer bound by the moon." Her hand reached for his face, ice cold, claws grazing his skin. "You broke my curse, Jomo." A tear slid down his cheek. This was not the woman he loved. This was something else. She leaned in, her lips near his ear. "But the gods are not kind." Her voice was a shiver of wind through dead leaves. "They have made me something worse." Jomo tried to run, but the shadow swallowed him whole. That night, the kingdom woke to find their brave warrior missing. Some said he had fled, unable to bear the loss of his queen. Others whispered that the moon goddess had cursed him, trapping him in the realm of night. But a few claimed that on certain nights, when the moon was full, they could see two figures standing on the palace balcony, one silver, one black, watching, waiting for the next fool to try and break a god's curse. If you love true horror stories, haunted places, folklore mysteries, and African mythology, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Africa. Narrates for more terrifying tales from the heart of Africa. Hit the bell icon so you can't miss.